All right. Hello? Okay. Hold on.
How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Okay, that's great. Hello, Marco A. James Diaz, hello. I'm fine. Okay. James Diaz, where are you from? Okay, that's great, Marco. Let's wait for, it's not 8 o'clock yet. We still have 1 minute. You can go sa Cebu. Okay, that's great. Marco, I'm from Italy. It's nice here. I hope you guys are okay. Are you far from there's a volcano that just erupted in Italy? I saw the pictures in Facebook and it was scary but magnificent. Now your Visaya is actually okay. How's your Marco, how's your area? Do you guys still have the lockdown? May taba noise sa imong audio. Oh, I wonder what that is. It's very quiet here. I think I just turned on one video a while ago and then I already turned it off. Yes, Marco said, yes, it's orange zone in my area. What does orange zone mean? Is it total lockdown or what? Hi, Patsile. Hello, great to see you, Judy. Great to see you guys. It's been a while I did not do a live stream. Okay, what I'm checking my live stream if I can see it from my end, from my other phone. Anyway, okay, welcome everyone to our first live stream of 2021. So basically, we are going to just Kumustahan. Kumustahan is, um, you know, checking on what's happening here in Cebu City, what's happening in your area. It's basically just chatting. And in this live stream, we will talk about what's happening in Cebu City and some Q&A. I don't know will this take, how long will this take? So it depends on how our live stream will go. Hi, Terry. Good morning, Judy, he said. Hi, Pia Philly Boy 08. Okay, ganap dira. I will update you guys on what's happening here in a while. In order by the alert. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. So All right, let's move forward to our Cebu City update. So what's happening here in Cebu City? Basically, we are still in MGCQ. It's a modified quarantine. We are still in quarantine basically, but it's not total lockdown. We can now move like 90% freely. It's not 100% that we can just roam around. The virus cases we have here is rising, and there is a proposition that Cebu City will be under ECQ. It means ECQ means there will be a lockdown the whole of Cebu City. But the mayors, the governor, Gwen Garcia, and the mayors in Mandawi City and Lapu-Lapu City does not agree to the lockdown proposal. Because right now, our cases is really rising. So just to give you an update, guys, okay? Total new cases we have yesterday, we have 210 for Cebu City only. And then active cases 3,151, and we already have 726 deaths. Okay, so that's really very high. Okay, so that's why the technical advisors of the DOH are proposing that Cebu should be put to lockdown. And a lot of us doesn't want lockdown anymore because from what we experience, lockdown is really, I would say, it's not sustainable. It's an economic suicide for us. Especially a lot of Filipinos are living below average, so there will be a lot of hungry families if lockdown will be implemented once again. Kuya Philly Boy, thank you. All right. Hi, Frank Rizzo. Hi, Larry 5200. Okay. Mayong buntag. Hapon ko. Oh, hello. So Chom is Japanese. Okay. Are you living here in Cebu? Where are you now, Chom? Larry 5200. It will be over soon. Cases are dropping fast, at least in the United States. Have Cebu boys, right? Have they started vaccinating in Cebu? Lockdown. Larry 5200. Lockdowns are inhumane. Vaccination here in Cebu, um, they haven't started yet. Or I'm not. I haven't heard any news that they have started yet. But they will start to vaccinate the medical professionals. They will be the one to first get it. It will take some time for us here in the Philippines. Oh, static. I wonder what's wrong.
I'll try this one, okay? I'll remove my headset. How about how about now, guys? Can you hear me? Does my audio better? Okay, better. So I hope vaccination will start very soon because we all want to go back to the what it was like before. Okay. Hi, Danny. I'm sore. Hi, Danny. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I just want to let you know, guys, that Governor Gwen Garcia have expressed that they will not require tourists to have RT-PCR tests. So as long as you have, these are the three requirements. If you want to come to Cebu for tourism purposes, you just need medical certificate from a licensed doctor, and then pre-booking uh, print out from the hotel or the resort, and then you must, what's this, you must not have any symptoms like coughing, fever. So just pass all of that and you're good to go. So tourist is allowed here already in Cebu City. And as of yesterday, when I listened to Mayor Labella, he said that there's no need for RT-PCR tests if you are coming from areas that has MGCQ um, status. So MGCQ, those are modified quarantine. Is that MGCQ? It's very long. I cannot memorize uh, the full name of the MGCQ. So by February 28, they will let us know if Cebu City will be under PCQ, which means total lockdown. Very minimal people are allowed to move around. Businesses will have to close again. So I hope they will not put Cebu City under lockdown because it's economic suicide for all of us. And it's really hard because right now a lot of Filipinos are have lost their jobs, and now we are going to be put into lockdown. Governor Gwen Garcia is really fighting for it that there should be no more lockdown, because if that happens, there will be more Filipinos who will be dying out of hunger, instead of dying from COVID-19. So that's her point. So she is fighting that there should be no more lockdown. The same with the other three mayors, Mayor of Cebu, Mandawi, and Lapu-Lapu. They don't agree with the lockdown. Okay. No leisure foreign tourists. If you are a foreigner coming from outside of the country, they still have, I think they will still require you to have a negative test result, the RT-PCR test. I think they will still require you to have that. If you have been vaccinated from your country of origin and you come here, I think they still require you. It is still vague on how they go about if you're already vaccinated. So I think they will still require you to have a PCR test, and they might need you to be quarantined. So the PCR test is not required only for um, if you come from MGCQ areas, and if you come here for tourist um, purposes. Yes, Danny, the countries, I think all of the countries are suffering. Larry 5200, true lockdowns are far more harmful. I think from based on experience, it's basically unsustainable. And then as we have seen from the trend, no matter how you lockdown, COVID-19 will still be here. So we just have to find a way to live with COVID. And then we are still required, if we go out, we are still required to have a mask on, and then the face shield. I think that is pretty, for me, that is pretty, I would say, effective, because I've been out uh, for the past months. When I go out, I always have face mask and face shield, and so far I'm very good and away from the virus so far, and it's been effective here in the house, because we I require everyone to, when we go out, we must have a face shield. Okay. Josh, you go first. Say hi to them. Come here. That is Josh. So Marco A, the situation is very sad, Dinha. Yes. Right now, everything is still not operational. So a lot of Filipinos or mga Cebuanos here are having a hard time. I I have a lot of friends who lost their jobs. Josh, Josh. I'm sorry about my kid, guys. He's making noises. And yeah, so I have a friend who he is working from a school here in Cebu, and he's been there for like 19 years. The school has to let him go, and so it's kind of disheartening to hear this. Your friends have contracted the virus. Your A lot of my friends have lost their jobs, and they're actually trying to get or to do something about it. Okay, so Marco A, what a handsome kid. Salamat! Yeah, hold on na, I'll check. We live in the province, it's okay here, but in the big cities, it's worse. If you are in the province here, actually, if you're from Cebu City, and then if we decide to go to the provinces, there's no issues at all. There's no more checkpoint, no need for any what's this? No need for any papers. They don't actually monitor you if you come from Cebu City anymore. Okay, so it's okay now when you from Cebu City you travel to the provinces. As far as we know, because my in-laws are now in one of the provinces here in Cebu, and there's no more checkpoint, there's no nothing. It's like regular travel. If you're in the province now, that is a very nice way to live, because here in Cebu City, you still have this. You are anxious. What's gonna happen next? If things will be better or things will get worse. And I also have a friend that he contracted the virus, but he did not mention it to anyone. Like the whole family was just inside the house. They did not tell anyone. They were just quiet about it because they are so scared that they will be taken away and be put in a quarantine facility. And as I've heard, the quarantine facilities here in Cebu, it is not really, I would say, comfortable to be in, especially if you have the virus. The more you'll get sick if you are in the quarantine facility. So because it's not comfortable there, it's not your comfort zone, and you will be with other patient there as well. And then the food, they said the food is, um, I would say, it's just so. Okay, according to my friends who were in quarantine facilities. From Kuya Philly Boy, has your Bana been able to return to Pinas? I remember the last live stream he was abroad. Yeah, my husband, he is working in Singapore. And Singapore, if you're working there, and if you want to come back to your home country, you must have a travel pass. They have this travel pass, and you can only have the travel pass if the government of Singapore will approve your travel pass. At that time, we are not sure before Christmas. At that time, we are not sure if he can come home for Christmas because a lot of travel passes were rejected. So he asked his HR. Normally, the HR will be the one to apply for the travel pass. He asked the HR if they could try once again. Maybe the government will approve it this time. So, like a few days before his travel, I think no, like first week of December. His travel was in third week of December. So first week of December, the government approved his travel pass, so he was able to come back on Christmas Day. So he came home. He came home on December 20th, and then on December 22nd, the house, the his parents' house, was burned. So I think I posted in my community that their house was burned, and it it's a sad thing. And at the same time, it was, I think it's God's will that he was allowed to come back home, because it's really hard, because only the parents were staying in their house, and luckily he was allowed to come home so that he can tend to his parents and tend to the burnt house. And me, I could not really give my full attention and help to them because I am taking care of the kids and our house here. So I think it was God's will that he was allowed to come home. Okay, so after he went back to Singapore, when he went back to Singapore, he they should go through a 2 weeks quarantine in hotel there, and you must pay for the hotel quarantine accommodation. So it was kind of expensive, but since he really want to come back home, so he really need to pay for all of those. Danny said, because here fishing, plant their own videos like that, and they helping each other. Yeah, true. In the province, you can have a lot of Filipino friends to help you out. Marco A, why sa pa yan? Here in Italy, we are not locked down. Nowadays, we can move freely across the regions. Orange zone in my own place. It means we cannot move from a municipal to another one. Oh, so you just stay in one area. My fiance's sister is working in Singapore. I think she would like to return back in Mindanao ASAP. I heard there are a lot of Filipinos who lost their jobs in Singapore, especially the F&B and tourism industry. My fiance's sister is, oh, sorry, Philip. I'm happy he could be home for Christmas. Salamat sa Ginoo. Yeah, we were so happy and thankful that he was able to come back home. Given that Singapore government was not, um, what's this? They have a quota of how many people who can go back home to their countries. We were actually worried at that time, because if he comes back home, he might not have a job to go back to. So I said, I don't know if that is a good decision. So as long as you have the travel pass, the government will let you come back to Singapore. So luckily he was approved. Yeah, yeah, thank God. So guys, where are we now? By the way, it's today is a Charter Day celebration in Cebu. So there will be Visaya artists that will be performing. If you know Morissette Amon, she is Visaya. Morissette Amon, she is actually a celebrity here in Cebu, in Philippines, or in Philippines. If you are a fan of her, she will be here in Cebu. She will be live. You can go to the Cebu City Information Office Facebook page. They are going to have a small program. Morissette Amon will definitely sing there if you're a fan of him, her. And if you know Kurt, I forgot his name, who sang the, he's a very popular, uh, he's a popular person, a man here, artist here in Cebu, who sang very good Cebuano or Bisaya song. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description after our live stream. So if you are interested on that one, you can watch them at 6 p.m., starting 6 p.m. tonight. Okay. Okay, Kuya Philly, he said, I want to plan a road trip for next time I go to Cebu. I will use your video as reference. Yeah, sure, sure. I've been only to Cebu City, Medellin, Oslo, and Alegria. You know, it's nice if once when everything is okay, when everything's back to normal, it's nice if you have a road trip from north to south, and then you can see that there's the northern part of Cebu. It has nice beaches, and in the southern part of Cebu, there are a lot of falls. So, but there are also nice beaches in southern part of Cebu, but northern part is very well known of nice beaches. When I saw the mural at top of Cebu, I got inspired. The one that is a giant map of Cebu. Yes, yes. There are so many places that you can what's this tour around Cebu city. Actually, that's our next bucket list that we want to have a road trip and just go municipal to municipal here in Cebu and around the Philippines. That's gonna, but that's in the future, not now. Okay. So guys, I will share with you there. Uh, I collected 3 questions from one of my viewers, and maybe this is one of your questions as well when uh, in Visaya, the language Visaya. So here, Beth Alvarez said, "Ano po ba ibig sabihin ng Jude?" So she is speaking in Tagalog. She said, "Ano po ba ibig sabihin ng Jude?" Okay, Cebuanos like to use Jude. Okay, so Jude, Gayud, Gyud, these three, it is an expression of severity. Okay, so like for example, maujud, it means that it indeed. Okay, maujud indeed. Maujud, it's more on the severity of the expression. So that's why a lot of Cebuanos will say Jud, maujud, maugyud. Some will say maugyud, maugod, maujud. Okay, so it's more like the severity of the expression. Okay, and then the next one from Arman Kicho, he says, I have seen this perting luoya. What is perting luoya? Perte means very. It's still of severity expression. Perte means very. Luoy is pity. When you say luoy, it's such a pity. Luoya means it's perting luoya means it's really, really it's such a pity. It's like that. So perting luoya is it's like such a pity. Okay. And then the last one we have from Stu DS. He said, when I am usually out and about and walk into an establishment, they usually greet me with good morning or good afternoon, sir. But then sometimes I hear, thank you po. What is po? Okay. A lot of you have heard this already if you are here in the Philippines. Po is Bisaya. Here in Cebu, we don't use po actually, but lately I noticed that a lot of Cebuanos, especially the young ones, are using po. Po is a sign of respect. If you are Tagalog speaker, you must use po every time, especially if you are talking to an older than you. So you must have po. And here in Cebu, it is not commonly used yet, and because we don't have po, okay. But if you go to a Tagalog speaking area, you must use the po as a sign of respect. Like magandang umaga po, magandang hapon po, okay po. So here in Bisaya, we will just say okay like that. But in Tagalog speaking areas, you must have po. So instead of saying okay, you say okay po like that. So now you know. So if you go to Manila, you must use po a lot. If you go to Cebu, you can omit po. but you can, I mean, you have the freedom to use it here as well. So from Kuya Philly, he said, does dugay mean time? Kadugay, dugaya. Okay, the base form here is dugay. Dugay means late. Okay, it's late. Dugaya, it's very late. Kadugay, I mean, like you're taking so much time. Okay, dugay, you're taking so much time, or you are not fast enough. Dugay, you're moving so slow. Dugay keka, like that. So it's still about time or how fast you are. Dugay, it's taking time. Okay, so some Cebuanos will say dugaya nimo uy. Dugaya nimo oy, that means you are so you're moving so slow, you're taking so much of your time. Okay, you're taking so much of your time. Okay, do you guys have any questions for me? This is the right time to ask questions. Okay, did I miss some? Okay, so basically that's the update here in Cebu. So we will know on February 28th if Cebu will be under lockdown. Okay, hopefully not, because we don't want any more lockdown. We don't want that anymore. It's economic suicide. The small, medium, and enterprise businesses here in Cebu, they have received support from the government, but still you can see a lot of businesses have closed. I mean, you can see from my mall tours, so a lot of businesses have closed. Okay. All right. So I think that's the update here in Cebu. So I hope things will turn okay. Okay. So any questions do you guys have for me? Oh, from Kuya Fili, what exactly is tisoy? Is it a Tagalog word? Can a person who is half black, half Pinoy be tisoy? Okay, tisoy is this word is has been there for so long. When we were conquered by the Spanish, tisoy word was born. I think normally tisoy, you are tag tisoy when you are half Filipino and half foreign. But this is only applicable if you are white. Okay. So we call you tisoy if you are mestizo. I think it's coming from the word mestizo. It is a Spanish word. So mestizo, we call you tisoy. So as long as you have the white, fair skin, we will call you tisoy, especially if you have tall nose. Tall nose, white complexion, we call you tisoy. And basically mestizo. Okay. And if you are tisoy, that means you are guapo to us. Okay. To a lot of Filipinos. For me, I appreciate Moreno, black beauties. I really appreciate all these beauties as well, aside from the white complexion. But a lot of Filipinos, they like, I don't know with them, they like, um, we like white complexion. But I know how to appreciate black beauties, Moreno beauties. Actually, here in Cebu, in Philippines, or here in Philippines, we like tall, dark, and handsome. So, but lately, I mean, beauty comes from the eyes of the beholder. So it depends. So if somebody tells you tisoy, it's actually a positive. It's a positive compliment for us, coming from us. Okay, it's not discrimination. I think if you heard the song of Easy Meal, the Panalo song. If you might wanna listen to that. He said, um, he was discriminated in his song. He said he was discriminated in his home country. He was called tisoy. Actually, that is not a discrimination from us. It's actually a positive compliment from the Filipinos. So if they say tisoy, that means it's a positive compliment. That means you're guapo from our point of view. Okay. Yeah. So only tisoy is only if you have white complexion. If somebody tells you you're guapo, that means you're handsome. Okay. From Marco, usually white skinned people like dark skin and vice versa. I think that's the reason why a lot of Filipinos like white fair skin, because we have morena, we are brown skin, basically brown skin. So there are a lot of shades of brown skin. Okay, so for me, my skin complexion is, compared to some Filipinas, I am fair. And if those Filipinas coming from the provinces, especially if they are from the farming industry, a lot of them are dark brown shade. Yeah, and a lot, we notice as well that foreigners tend to like those dark brown skin Filipinas. Filipinos like long nose, I mean tall nose, not tall noses. Okay, maybe because we don't have long noses or tall noses. That's why. So anything that is lacking from yourself, you want to look for that in another person. Maybe I think that's the reason why white people likes morena, and then morena people likes fair skin. Yeah, but Filipinos, we don't really care about race. If we love the person, we don't care if you're black, we don't care if you're Japanese, we don't care if you're Korean. It's not a big deal for us. If we fall in love with you, we fall in love. We don't care about your race. Okay, it's not big deal as well, especially in our culture. Marrying a Filipina is, it's not so hard unlike before, because right now courting, dating here in Philippines is, it's easier than before. And we don't have a dowry, the money that you need to pay, except for, I think, Muslim people here in the Philippines. I think they will require you to pay a dowry. But if you are marrying to a Catholic or any Christian religion, we don't have a dowry. We don't ask the guy to pay us money so that you can marry us. But I heard Muslim Filipino people, they will ask you for a dowry. I'm not sure about the other religion, but as far as I know, Christian people, we don't ask you for money just to marry us. Because for me, I don't like it also because we are not things that you will buy. Okay, so I mean the important thing there is you respect us, you love us, and that's it. That's enough. Markway, he said, "Oh, my fiance always tell me I have ilong taas and ilong gamay." We are so attracted to people who has tall noses. I just don't know. I think it enhances your facial beauty if you have long noses. I am not sure if, coming from a foreigner's point of view, if you guys like shorter nose. Kuya Philly said, "Sometimes I get sad kay itom ko, and I know that people will judge akong uyab." Oh, I think there should be nothing to worry about if you have dark skin. Okay? It's just that Filipinos prefer to have white complexion, because I think it's because of our history coming from the Spanish colonization. It it was it was inculcated into our brain that white is beautiful and dark is ugly. But long time ago, before the Spanish colonization, we don't have that mindset. Okay, so I think we were corrupted by that idea. So, Kuya Philly, there's nothing to worry about. If the person loves you, that person doesn't care about your skin color. Actually, I don't know if I can explain this right. I mean, skin color doesn't really, matter much, to be honest. Like for me, when I was young, because I have this mindset that white is beautiful and dark is ugly, I've been trying a lot of what's this? I've been trying a lot of whitening products and all. But then as I grow up, I my understanding about the world has evolved. So right now I don't use much whitening products available in the market because I'm starting to love my morena complexion. Kuya Bob. Okay, Bob Dean, he said, thank you for all you do. I am taking a Visaya course. I'm doing it so I can feel part of my girlfriend's family. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to really connect with the locals if you don't know their language. I think this applies to all nationalities. It's not just Visaya, it's not just Filipino. It applies to Vietnamese, uh, to Thai, to Japanese and Korean. So you must to really connect. You must um, know their language and at the same time their culture. Hey Josh, uh, Jerry Terry. I just like it when the nose fits the face. Yeah. Marco, yes, I have fallen in love with Pinay face features, small nose, amazing hair, almond shaped eyes, brown skin, etc. It's a good combination, like a foreigner who likes Filipino beauty likes foreigner beauties. Yeah. If I see someone who has blue eyes is really mesmerizing for us because a lot of us have brown eyes. Filipinos have brown eyes actually. It's not a lot of us Filipinos have brown eyes, but some ethnicities here in Philippines have black eyes, but normally Filipinos have brown eyes. If you go closer to our eyes, it's actually brown. Um, Kuya Philly said, one thing that's kind of funny is looking at childhood pictures of my Pinay friends. They're so much darker as a kid than they are now. They must be using that cream and avoiding the sun. Ang adlaw. Oh. Yeah, as we grow older, we don't like the sun because again, in our mindset, fair skin is more beautiful than being your natural skin. And when during those times, long time ago, when the gadgets are not around yet, we are always under the sun from morning until the afternoon. We are always running around, we're playing, we go to the rivers, we go to places where we can run, we climb we climb trees. So we are always under the sun. So that's why our complexion is darker. Marcus said, I thank you, Judy, because your tutorial is letting me understand Visaya finally. Yeah, please don't stop learning Visaya. I always try my best to teach you and make it simplified for all of you guys to understand. I still have a lot of work to do with the website actually. I still have a lot of lesson to put there. So if you're very new here and you just come here and you haven't subscribe to my members access plan, go to my site. I hope to see you there and subscribe. Last question, Maestra. What is it, Kuya? Actually, guys, here in Philippines, we we tend to be more attractive to manly. If the guy has a manly vibes, we don't think too much of the color actually, but we want ourselves to be fair complexion. Again, that's mainly because of our upbringing and coming from our history. Okay. And whitening industry is it's booming here in the Philippines. How do you say alis na ako in Visaya? Like I'm going. You will say mo adto na ko. Mo adto na ko. The adto there is to go. Mo adto means it is a progressive. Okay, mo is in future tense, so mo adto, that means I'm going. Na there is already, and then ko is I, so moadto na ko, oy moadto na ko, or mulakaw na ko. Lakaw is walk, so mulakaw na ko, that means I am going somewhere. Okay, I am going. And if you want to say I'm going home, you should say mo uli na ko. Okay, mo uli. Uli means to go home. Okay, to go to where you are coming from. So mo uli na ko if I am going home. Furthermore, from Marco, furthermore, they don't know the right grammar, so it's very hard for me to understand them. Uh, okay. Which grammar? The English grammar or the Bisaya grammar? Okay. So Marco, which grammar? Is it the English grammar or the Bisaya grammar? So our English actually, guys, if those normally those people, those Filipinos who've studied who has not so good educational background, our English proficiency is not so good, but we understand the English. The level of understanding is more on conversational. If you allow those people read a business document, a lot of them will not understand. So it depends on the educational attainment of the Filipino. Those Filipinos studying in private schools until college, a lot of those Filipinos have very good English English skills. So these are the people who are very creative in writing English, and they can understand a foreigner who speaks his native language, the English language, naturally. So it's just flowing for this Filipino. But for those Filipinos, especially those from the provinces who doesn't have good access to education, mostly those Filipino people have conversational level, and the grammar there is not so good as well. So it's more like a broken English. You can still converse to them, but more like a broken English. And then how they construct English sentences is not as good as those Filipinos who have studied in private schools. So if you ask if you ask locals here in Visaya, why is it like this? Why is it like that? Why a lot of us here cannot really explain to you how we construct sentences in Visaya. So we just know how to speak Bisaya because our parents speak Bisaya, and then our surroundings are speaking Bisaya. So we just we just pick some here words here and there and how we speak it, but there's no lesson as to why you should use this like that. And right now in the education in school, we already have a mother tongue. So the kids from grade 1 to until grade 4 or grade 3, there is a Bisaya lesson. So if your kids are here in the Philippines, are in some schools who requires them to learn Bisaya. So it's kind of difficult if you guys are English speakers, because it's really hard for your kid to also understand Bisaya because the teacher will speak in Bisaya and then she will teach the kids in Bisaya, the Bisaya lesson in Bisaya as well. So if your kid is an English speaker, it's really hard for the kid to understand Bisaya because your teacher will be speaking Bisaya. Though she will try to translate it, but still kids will, it's really hard for the kids who are English speakers to, learn Bisaya in school because I felt that difficulty because my son is an English speaker. We are English speaking here in the house. The reason for that is because we always travel. We were staying in Singapore before, so we have to practice him English so that he can converse to the Singapore people. Because in Singapore, most of the people there speaks English, Singaporean English. The accent is different, the construction is kind of different, but mostly English. A lot of them there uh, they just speak English there in Singapore. So when we came back here in Cebu, we still follow every day. We speak English here in the house. So and then the neighbors here, they also speak English. So it's kind of difficult for my kid to learn Bisaya because his playmates are also English speakers because their family is also speaking English in the house. And so when they go to school, when the teacher tries to teach them Filipino and Bisaya, it's really frustrating for the kids because especially for my kids, they are English speakers. So that's why right now my son, I teach him Bisaya using my website. This is kind of difficult for him to understand. So where are we now? Haha, so from Marco, haha, so I always ask for meanings while talking. She always answer me, it's the Cebuano lang. Yes, if you're talking to Cebuano, any locals, really hard for us to teach foreigners. A lot of us will be having a hard time teaching our language to foreigners because sometimes we don't know the reason why. Sometimes we don't know the exact meaning of Bisaya to English. So it's a normal thing. If you ask a local, why is it like this? Why is it like that? To end the conversation, they will just say, hey, it's just like that. They will just say, it's just like that. Okay. But since I started learning using your tutorial, I began to understand their way of talking. Uh, yeah, that's really good. I mean, that's one of my goal is to help foreigners to learn and understand the Bisaya language. So, and I mean, it's good to know that you guys are learning from me. Bob Dean, I don't know if you talked about this because I joined the chat late, but what is your gut feeling about the Philippines opening up this year? Oh, I really do not know. It's so vague. Maybe later part of the year, maybe they will put up new regulations because a vaccine is now being distributed, but I think it's not yet being administered to the medical professionals. So hopefully later part of the year, they will open up because we Filipinos here in the tourism industry are so dying to um, welcome foreigners here in Philippines. We want you guys back. Filipinos, we love foreigners. We don't care about the race. We just love foreigners because it helps our fellow brethren, our fellow Filipinos, because a lot of Filipinos are dependent on the tourism industry. So the tourism industry is really um, having a hard time right now. So it is difficult for the locals without foreigners. Marco, yes, I enjoy your works. Thanks. And I'm really proud to stay subscribed. Have you been to Cebu Mercado? Also Cebu, the real name of Cebu. Yeah, Cebu is the other name of Cebu is Cebu. That's why some people will use Cebuanon or Cebuano. or Visaya. So usually we just use Cebuano. Cebu, I think, is the original term of Cebu. Yeah. Okay. So any more questions, guys, before I let you go? It's like we've been talking here for almost 1 hour. So the next live stream will be, I will announce it because I don't do live stream so much because there's no reason actually. Maybe because of my schedule. I am doing homeschooling with my kids, and I am also busy with the doing some business permits and construction permits. So that's why I don't do live stream so much. And I'm also busy with the website development. Kuya Philly, yeah, Sugbo Mercado, I just passed by there. I did not really go like roaming around in Sugbo Mercado. I heard there are a lot of food. If you are into food, street food, Filipino street food, you go to Sugbo Mercado. I also plan to tour you around IT Park, what's going on in IT Park. So that's gonna be next after SMC side. So Jerry Terry, he said, did you ever do a final video on your house build? I actually want to make one, but um, but because of construction permits, it stopped me from creating videos because I don't know, maybe that's the reason why my building permit's not yet approved. But then I just realized that it's not about the videos. So I will be posting construction videos, what's happening in the building right now. So the building is actually not done yet because we are dependent on the building permit. We cannot do some um, what's this we cannot do something to the roof deck because they might not approve it, and then we have to remove the things that we install there. So we are actually waiting for the building permit, and this pandemic it's making it so much delayed because a lot of the offices in the government are in quarantine, they close. So and then sometimes it will take them weeks before they open up again. So because of this pandemic is making it so dugay. But I will tour you around again once, maybe in the coming weeks. I will show you what's happening in the building. So there are 3 floors. So the first floor, since my parents-in-law's house was burned, so they are living in the ground floor. So the second floor and third floor, I'm going to tour you around there and the roof deck next time. Uh, did you ever? Okay, Marco, I have no ask, but a lot of doubts about how to use verb tense in order by to contract. Yeah, I plan to create verb video tutorials in the coming months on how to use certain verbs, the common ones. I think I've already started that in some verb lessons are already available in the site. So just go to the grammar section. But I will update you guys. There will be more grammar lessons in the upcoming days. So stay tuned to that, especially verbs. So referring to past, present, and future tense. Yeah, stay tuned. I already prepared some lesson notes on that one, and it will be available in the site very, very soon in the upcoming days. Okay. All right. So guys, it's been 1 hour chatting with you all. So thank you so much for coming over and for Kumustahan. I hope you guys are well and you are in a safe place, especially you. Hold on, I forgot. I'm not really good with names, guys. So James Diaz. I think James Diaz is in Italy. One of the volcano there just erupted. So take care, James, and to everyone, take care. I'm being with the coronavirus. I know it's not an easy virus. I have a lot of friends who have suffered until now. They are still recovering, and it's been months that they have contracted it, and right now they still recovering. I think some of them took 3 months to fully, not really fully recover then. So it's still, after 3 months, they still have a lot of side effects coming from the virus. Okay, so amping, take care mo guys. So that's the end of our live stream. And visit me at my site, cebu111.com. If you haven't subscribed there, subscribe. Okay, that's all for today. Dagang salamat. Amping kanunay. Bye.